Hey guys, it's Marla at Twinstrology. Welcome back. This is your Twin Flame Divine Love Energy Report for the Capricorn full moon. It's going to be a long reading today, guys, because I've decided to talk a bit about the astrology first, and then I'm going to do a full spread Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine reading because I feel it's really important to give you guys as much information as possible about what's going on right now. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can visit my website, which is twinstrology.com, or you can find it through marlakelly.com. And I also have all my articles, previous videos, poetry, things like that on my website. And I do list all the readings that I offer on my website as well. And I've updated them recently, and I've tried to make everything as clear as possible. But one thing I do want to mention, because I do have it on my website, but it's still not clear to people, and that is I have about a 6-week waiting list for readings. And I've had a long waiting list for around a year right now. So, I know it's hard on you guys to wait that long. It's hard on me to have so many readings to have to do all the time, but it is what it is. I brought a friend of mine on board with me who's going to be helping me answer your questions and helping coordinate the things that I need to do your readings. So please know that I'm trying my best to get through everyone as quickly as possible, and I would love to have a shorter waiting time and be able to accommodate people easier, but it is what it is. So if you are surrendered to divine timing and you trust the process, then that's perfect. But if you're someone that has a very acute situation and you need your reading like yesterday, then I'm probably not going to be the reader for you, because like I said, I just can't accommodate people like spur of the moment or, you know, within 24 hours. So sorry about that, like I said. Now I also want to mention that a couple people have sent me donations, and I want to just take a moment to say thank you and how much I really, really appreciated it. And it really isn't about the money, but what it is that you made me feel so, what's the word I'm looking for? You made me feel so appreciated, and it really brought tears to my eyes that you appreciate these videos so much, and you appreciate the time and the energy that I put into doing them. And you know, like I said there at the beginning, they are really long, and I've been doing them for a long time. I've been making videos for 3 years. So the fact that you appreciated me enough to take time out of your busy day and send me some of your hard-earned money as a way to say, hey, Marla, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you do. You made me cry. You brought tears of joy to my eyes. So I just want to say thank you to those people, and namaste. And I hope that I continue to provide insight and positivity and confirmations for your own knowing in the time to come. Okay, so now that we have those things out of the way, let's talk about this new moon that's happening on January 16th at 9:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the sign of Capricorn, 26 degrees, 54 minutes of Capricorn. So what is going on is we have the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mars all making aspects to two very important planets in our journey, Uranus and Chiron. It starts around the 13th. Venus will square Uranus, then sextile Chiron. On the 14th, the Sun will square square Uranus and sextile Chiron. On the 17th, Mars quincunx Uranus, and on the 18th, Mars squares Chiron, as well as in between that, we have Jupiter making an exact sextile to Pluto. So Jupiter's been sextile Pluto for a while, but this is going to make that aspect exact. And that aspect has to do with our ability to transform what has been negative in our life into something positive. To me, it's like alchemy. We're taking things that have challenged us, that have been difficult, and we're turning them into gold right now. So, and then of course the moon joins with the sun and preceding the new moon. It's aspecting Uranus and Chiron. And those two planets have played a major role, Uranus and Chiron I'm talking about, in the changes that have been coming in and grounding these different timelines, creating the shifts in the timelines, along with Saturn. Saturn's been helping too. So what is really happening at this new moon is it's showing the timelines are grounded and the new beginning is here. It's representing the opening of a type of gateway, or it's like that which has been holding us back from receiving things is being removed. But I think it's important to remember about divine timing and that we were not ready to receive these timelines. We weren't ready to move on to these timelines until now, because there's been so much clearing taking place, and there's more clearing that's still to be done. So the sun and Mars represent the masculine energy, and Venus and the moon are representing the feminine energy. So we have both of the energies being represented, making aspects to those planets. Capricorn, of course, is Earth, and that is why it's helping to ground this. Capricorn also represents our life purpose, our mission, who we are in the world. So again, of course, all of the things that we've been working on, all the things that we've been trying to manifest are part of our life purpose. So this energy is going to continue to ground and bring about the shifts that I talked about in the video that I did back in November on the rebirth of the divine masculine. And that video, I laid out what the masculine energy would be going through over the next 6 months. And we're coming to about the halfway point, I think. I know that video is a bit tough for some of you to get through because it talks about some symbolism and some mythology that you may not be familiar with. But if you can try and just move through that and work with that, then you'll see that that video is very accurate about what the divine masculine has been going through. So the new moon is conjunct Venus, and this is representing a new beginning in love. The new moon actually takes place on the Sabian symbol, a mountain pilgrimage. This is representing the ascension process, the elevation of our consciousness, the search for our life purpose, and to a less extent, a feeling of being alone, which I'm going to talk about. So some of you may be dealing with loneliness, and we're still dealing with the abandonment stuff that I talked about in the last Divine Masculine video I did. But then also the need to be alone right now. It's like we're needing to go out on the mountains to escape, because it's really still the time for inward reflection, because there's so much coming in intuitively right now, so many downloads, so many aha moments. And the best way to get those is through self-reflection, meditation, quietness. And there's also a need to protect your energy, which I think I'm going to talk about in a bit. Venus is on the Sabian symbol, a woman reading tea leaves. This one is about getting signs, intuition, being able to see the future. And how I'm feeling this is, this is Venus, this is love. And it's about focusing your intention on the future, because, this energy is grounding, and you want the energy that's coming in for you to be the highest timeline that you can possibly achieve. So you need to retain your focus. Uranus is back on a Sabian symbol that I've talked about a few times, because of course he's been going back and forth. He's a very slow transitor, so he's definitely been on this one a couple times before. A double promise reveals its inner and outer meaning. And I love this one because it talks about duality and how things are not as they appear on the surface, that there's two meanings. So let's take, twin flame separation, for example, and the inner and outer promise. Well, the outer promise, or the superficial promise, might be that you're angry about separation and you're blaming it all on your twin. Well, the inner promise, the true meaning, the true purpose of that is for you to learn and to grow and to prepare yourself for actually coming together with your twin flame. So I love that Sabian symbol for the kind of energy that we're working with. Don't just look at the surface of things right now. Things are a lot deeper than they first appear. And some of the things that I've been talking about, or that I'm going to tell you today, you might say to yourself, none of this is happening in my life. Just wait. It will show up. But don't look towards what you can just see with your eyes. Now is the time where we're feeling things with our heart, or using our third eye. Okay, Chiron is on the Sabian symbol. A new moon reveals that it's time for people to go ahead with their different projects. This is very important, and this is a very important Sabian symbol. And like Uranus, Chiron has been here before. He was on the Sabian symbol at the spring equinox in 2017. I talked about it then, as far as the third energy beginning to ground. Then he was also on that Sabian for the new moon that happened right after the equinox. It was on March 27th. And he was also on that Sabian symbol for the full moon that happened October 5th, also in Aries. And then the new moon in Libra, that was on October 19th. So he was on those Sabians in the springtime when that third energy was beginning to really come in and ground. He was on that Sabian in October, right before we had this big shift happening with the divine masculine that truly started on November 4th with the full moon in Taurus. So this Sabian obviously is about new beginnings. I'm going to say it again. A new moon reveals that it's time for people to go ahead with their different projects. And of course, Chiron is direct now, and he will not be on the Sabian again for, I don't even know how long Chiron's transit is around the zodiac, to be honest, but it's a long time. So remember, he crossed it, he went back, and now he's crossing it again. When he went back in October, he was retrograde. So it was creating that shift of, it was almost like people stopped working a little bit, and we became more inwardly focused. And now it's like, okay, green light, everyone start again, everyone into their places. So like I said, new beginnings, letting go, forks in the road, separations happening. It's like there's a new beginning, and it's like now you can go your way and I can go my way. And it's also the green light to those projects that you've been wanting to bring about. Now, let me just say this though. Because this new moon is opening the door for these things. But everyone is on a slightly different variation, a slightly different schedule. So you have to be keenly tuned in to your own awareness, your own intuition, so that you know when it's time for you to move forward. Be prepared for shocks and surprises, though, over the next few months. Now, we also have the asteroid Juno, which is the asteroid of partnerships, conjunct the South Node, which is our past life karma, while the asteroid Ceres, which represents unconditional love, conjunct the North Node. So to me, this is reading has it's time to let go of the karmic partners, which are being represented by Juno, partner, South Node, karma. This is the past. This is what needs to be cleared away. To make way for unconditional love, which is being represented by Ceres, conjunct the North Node, the direction that we need to go in. We also have asteroid Destin squaring the nodes. So not only does that show that this is a very fated time, but it's showing that there were things that were started in the past, in your past lives and previous incarnations, or I should say in other timelines. And those timelines are shifting and converging now, and they're making a way for your destiny. Those lifetimes that you're living in other timelines, they all play an important role in this life. And for some of you, you've seen some of them and you know this. For some, this information is still coming, but it's all connected. And so I feel Destin there is showing the connection of them all. Psyche is in sextile aspect to Eros. Remember, they're a soulmate pair. And they're going to be traveling together in sextile. So I feel this is kind of representing the masculine and feminine being in harmony with each other. And I feel that now what's being shown through the astrology to me is that the divine feminine has completed their initiation. Do you remember how Psyche had to go through her initiation process? I've talked about this myth several times and written about it. She had to overcome 3 challenges, and I feel that this is representing that a lot of the divine feminine have now completed their initiation, or they've overcome their challenges, and they're ready for their rewards. On the 21st of January, we're going to have a very interesting conjunction. Asteroid Union is going to be conjunct Neptune in Pisces and making a quincunx to the North Node in Ceres. This is going to be bringing in a lot of heart awakening energies, a lot of love energies. You may feel your twin very strongly. For some of the divine masculine, they're going to be experiencing heart awakenings, and it's also about making karmic adjustments, because a quincunx is a karmic aspect. Something needs to be let go of. So but to me, it's saying that unconditional love is what is going to break down any barriers. So it's like opening up to unconditional love is the karmic adjustment. And that is what's needed to make the karmic shifts. So it's like moving past anger, frustration, feeling victimized, feeling held back by karma, and just coming to this place of unconditional love. Mercury is going to be very active as well over the next couple weeks, because he's conjunct Pluto on the 24th. Then he goes on to square Uranus and sextile Chiron. You know, Pluto and Uranus, remember, they were squaring off for several years. And they're about, 5 degrees, 6 degrees out of orb, you know, or they have 5 to 6 degrees of separation. So most people don't count them as being an aspect anymore, but their energy is still influencing us. When Pluto and Uranus aspect, this is complete transformations. So even though technically by astrological standards, they're not in square anymore, I do feel their energy is in play. And then we have these planets coming through like Mercury, and the Venus and Sun are going through this as well. They've already connected with Pluto. But of course, now they're going on for the other planets. And Mercury is going to be doing the same, conjuncting Pluto. A few days later, squares Uranus. The next day, sextiles Chiron. So it's activating that energy. So Mercury going through here is going to have your thoughts be very active. Again, be in that place of introspection, because clarity is coming to you. Downloads are coming to you. But you need to do some confronting of your shadow and some of your old thought patterns and letting those go so that you can get the insight. Or you're just going to get walloped with some kind of insight, and then you're going to be like, why was I holding on to those patterns? Yeah, you know, there are going to be downloads happening. They have been happening. That 1-11-11 gateway was super powerful, and we're still being influenced by that energy and everything that's coming in. So what you want to do is you want to keep your mind pure. You want to keep, like I said, kind of Keep your energy clear. Keep yourself away from others. Then on the 29th of January, Venus is going to conjunct the South Node. And the Sabian symbol that they're on is two lovebirds sitting on a fence and singing happily. This one is about speaking your truth, having faith and love, watching for signs, and making a commitment to love. Now, this is also representing a shift here because it is Venus, but she's on the South Node. This is helping people make the shift between partners and the karmic partners versus the divine partner. We have experienced many lives with our twin flame. I know there's a myth out there that twin flames only come together in their last lifetime. Well, I don't know specifically what they mean about come together, but I do know that we've had many connections with our twins over many timelines. Of course, I won't speak for everyone, but from my experience, what I know is that myth is not true, or at least it's not true for everybody. And so the South Node, it does hold an element of our connection to our twin and to those other timelines. So this is, like I said, helping the shifts that are taking place. We're still releasing a lot of karma, and we're releasing it on a physical level. So you may be feeling it physically, you may not feel well. It's a good time to watch your diet, to kind of detox yourself, to take precautions around your energy. I can't really emphasize that enough. We're in a big purification process, and that purification is helping release karma from our DNA. This is where some of our patterns are held, especially those ancestral patterns that come down our bloodlines that we're needing to clear. And this energy is leading us up to the eclipses. Now, we already are in eclipse season. Anything can happen, but the next full moon is a full moon lunar eclipse in Leo that's happening on the 31st. And then Imbolc is a festival that happens on February 2nd. And this is, it's actually when we get into that eclipse energy, the solar eclipse will be on February 15th, where a lot of the shifts are going to be happening. But we are, we're in that energy now. Everyone's on their slightly different timeline. So just expect the unexpected, really. Hold on a second, I'm just trying to figure out my notes here, what I was wanting to do. Okay, so when I did my Divine Masculine Rebirth video, I talked about Imbolc, and I'm going to mention what I talked about in that video now too, because I break down that video by the festivals, the solstices, the equinoxes, and the festivals that come in between. So Imbolc is coming. It hasn't happened yet, but we're already opening the door now to that festival. or what's coming around that time, okay? Because there's a shift happening. So to get to the point, for the divine masculine, they're starting to get stronger still. You know, they're continually getting themselves stronger. They are putting themselves first in a very healthy way. They're going into deeper level of surrender. And it's the time to disconnect from their other partners. They're wanting more and more to connect with their divine feminine. They're wanting to be with the divine feminine. And they're being asked to have faith and have persistence with their situation. And like I said, let go of the karmic partners. And that energy can be very challenging. So we're needing to prepare ourselves for that in some ways. Like, we're clearing so much karma, clearing so much energetically to make way for these shifts to happen. And we all need to take care of ourselves. Okay, so in that vein, before I go on to the cards, I want to just mention a couple things that I'm being told to share with you guys about your own energy. The two things that you want to really focus on over the next couple weeks: discernment and letting go of your inner resistance. So, discernment. There's a lot of twin flame hype out there. Facebook and YouTube, the internet, television, it seems like everywhere we look, this label, twin flame, has taken off and spreading like wildfire, which is good that people are learning about it and people want love in their life and they want to find their sacred partner. On the other hand, if you are a twin flame, it can create a lot of negative energy, because also as the term becomes more known, there's also a lot of people that are skeptical, who don't believe in it, who want to put it down, who want to mock it. So we're needing to use discernment as far as what we are exposing ourselves to, and not getting caught up in all the hype. Be aware of where your intention is going at all times. The timelines are grounding. What are you grounding? This is what you want to focus on. And don't let the twin flame hype pull you off course. You know, like just the other day I was on YouTube and so many new people coming on doing card readings. Like, it seems like every day there's like 100 new people. And, you know, that's fine because people are looking for guidance, okay? And there's a message. There's someone out there that has a message for someone that needs that message. But are you supposed to be the recipient of that message? Or is that something that's pulling you off course? I channeled something not long ago from Metatron, who spoke about everything that we're creating. The timelines that we're creating is based on choice and what you want to create. So you're always being shown choices, and it's up to you. Oh, I'll take this. Oh, 2 more choices. I'll take this. I'll take that. You're constantly refining what it is you want. So you can go on YouTube, for example, and you're going to be offered choices. What are the messages that you want to hear? Okay. Do this from a place of thoughtfulness, from a place of mindfulness, is really what I want to say. Be aware of what you're listening to. Don't turn YouTube on and let YouTube automatically pick 20 readings and you sit there and just listen to these like random readings without being mindful of what the messages are. Because it will affect your energy and it will affect your choices. And you want to be making your choices from the highest vibration in every moment. Or if you're on Facebook, do you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through things, mindlessly reading things? Don't be mindless. Pay attention. There's so much negativity on Facebook right now. So be mindful of the energy that is swirling around you when you're on it. And ask yourself, is this in my best interest? Or are these things bringing me down? Also, with all the hype that's going on right now, there's such an emphasis on the divine masculine. And I check out what's on there. I check out what people are watching. And for example, if you put out a reading that's for the divine feminine and the divine masculine separately, so 2 separate readings, you'll see that the reading about the divine masculine gets way more views than the reading about the divine feminine. Which tells you something, doesn't it? People are more worried about what the other person is doing rather than themselves. Now, from a certain perspective, I can understand it because you don't really know what's going on with the divine masculine. And so you are looking for insight into what they're going through. But don't neglect yourself. If you want to change what your divine masculine is doing, you got to change yourself. You got to focus on yourself. If you're constantly focusing on what they're doing, you're not helping them or you. So don't just get on YouTube and watch 20 videos all about what the divine masculine is doing and getting yourself all sucked into the hype of what the masculine's going to do and when they're going to come, because it won't serve you in the long run. Now, I'm not telling people not to watch any. I like to tell people to pick, maybe 5 people that they like to follow and watch their videos. It's when you're just randomly just scrolling and, choosing anybody and not really paying attention to, hey, does this really resonate with me or not? But just kind of searching for some kind of ego validation of what you want to hear the masculines doing. And then we get lost and we waste time on social media and on YouTube. We could be using our time so much more productively to meditate, to walk, to dance, to get out into nature, to do something creative, draw, paint, heck, color. Pull your own cards, do your own card reading. Find something that is productive, or, find balance. So you say, hey, I'm going to watch 1 or 2 videos of this, and then I'm going to watch 1 or 2 videos that are going to show me something. They're going to teach me something. They're going to teach me about energy, or they're going to teach me about some kind of ancient knowledge, or they're going to teach me something I need about inner child healing, or how to deal with a narcissist, or how to free yourself from patterns, how to become a goddess. Find balance with things. Because I'll be honest, like, people are out there like wasting their time with so much junk, and they don't even know how to take care of their basic energy. They don't know how to ground. They don't know how to shield. They don't know how to clear themselves. Spend time doing something that's going to help you and help your union. And I want to emphasize again that if you want to affect change, or you want to affect something within your twin, do it yourself. If you heal yourself, you'll help them. You'll help them heal it. And it may not happen immediately. It may not happen the same day, but it will. Many of you do not realize the amount of, you don't realize how connected you are to each other, and that everything you do is affecting them, and everything you do is affecting what you're creating. So use discernment about that, and use discernment with the choices that you're making. The other thing is letting go of resistance. So even if it's not our time to take action, the best place for us to be is in a place of openness and not resisting what's coming, not resisting the changes, not resisting the letting go, not resisting the clearings. This means you're not, let's say it's very simply, you're not saying no. You're not saying, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want that. No, that's not right for me. Nope, I won't allow that. Nope, I won't accept that. You're being very rigid. That kind of stuff can block what's coming, or it can make the change harder for you. Where if you can just open to whatever is, and the way to do this is by being grateful, finding gratitude for everything. Even what appears to be negative on the surface. But remember, we're not going to look at surface things right now. We're going to look deeper into things. Because even what appears negative on the surface has a lesson. And what you're not realizing, what you can't see, is that negative situation is going to change you in a way that is actually allowing bigger, better things. That's allowing the stuff that you want to come to you. So instead of fighting it and saying, no, this can't be happening. No, I don't want this. No, this is really bad. And judging everything. Accept and allow and find gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons. Gratitude for the chance to overcome something. Gratitude for the chance to expand yourself. You know, I've seen a couple people post recently in some groups that, okay, now that the divine masculine is really coming, like my twin's really like taking steps towards me, I don't know what to do and I'm panicking. And you're creating resistance. But that right there is showing you, you thought you were ready and you weren't ready. There's still, like, we're always going to be growing and expanding and being challenged. But to the extent that you can accept that the less like challenges they really seem. And so that, what I was just sharing is another example of what we think, like the surface thing. On a surface level, I'm ready for my twin. Where the heck are they? But look deeper. Perhaps you're not ready. Perhaps you're still working on things. Perhaps you're still in your karmic relationship. Yet you are constantly focused on when the masculine's going to get out of their karmic relationship. So see that everything's connected. Everything has a place. Everything is divine timing. And if I could share one message over the last 3 months or really emphasize something, it's divine timing. And I know like some of you will write to me and say, well, I don't really understand divine timing, or I'm so frustrated and, I can't stop thinking about my twin. How can I surrender to divine timing when they're constantly in my thoughts? Well, that's just showing you that it's not the divine time for you to surrender. It takes time. You don't meet your twin and you're immediately surrendered. It's a process. And yeah, you keep thinking about them because part of the process is to get you to shift and change. And you're not going to shift and change if you forget about them. So you're forced to think about them all the time. It gets easier though, and you heal and you work. Divine timing knows when you're ready to heal. Divine timing knows when you're ready to let go. Divine timing knows when you're ready to surrender. And it helps you, it assists you. So instead of resisting and saying, I want to be here, but I'm over here, and so I must be bad, and I must be wrong, and I must not get this thing. Just say, I see I need to go over there. What can I do to help myself? As long as I'm working on myself, I know that I will get to that space. So it all comes in the perfect timing. It truly, truly does. And when you look back on your journey in hindsight, you're going to see that that was really true. There's something that I wanted to say, and of course, like, I'm forgetting it. Oh well, let's get to the cards before this video is super long. Okay. Where union energy is overall, joy and Kornunos. My old friend Kornunos that I channeled the rebirth of the divine masculine through. And he represents life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. So you can see how these cards go together. And what this is telling us is that we are getting this influx of passion and drive and life force. I had this incredible experience today when I was meditating, and I did something a little bit different, and I came out of that meditation like so energized and so full of life and feeling connected to life. And the more we throw off the chains of the past, and the more we throw off our karma, and the more we open our hearts, it's just giving us this passion for life again, and this need for joy and happiness. And knowing that we create our own joy and happiness. We can't expect other people to do it. We have to be responsible for it. And it's about letting go and just finding our passion again. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm like thinking like maybe there's something to say, but I just want to leave it. Find your passion. From the romance angels, the energy of union is healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Well, we're clearing so much karma right now. And we're not only clearing karma with our karmic partners, but we're doing a lot of ancestral clearing right now. And it's energy around how we were raised and what we were taught to believe and what we were taught to do by the way that we were raised. And some of that no longer resonates with us. And so we have to clear it away because we are in this huge energy of expansion right now. So we're getting rid of all the limitations. What is positive in twin flame unions right now? Grief and anger. And you might say, okay, Marla, well, what's positive about grief and anger? Well, when we add Kali, facing fears, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So Kali is here to say that you are clearing away your fears one by one. But how you have to clear that away is by feeling it, feeling the emotions and moving past it. So many of you are dealing with grief and anger, and I am getting that a lot in my readings, especially the masculine energy are dealing with grief and anger. That's the abandonment that I talked about. And I just want to say real quick, that video I did, masculine facing their shadow, dealing with abandonment, that's for the feminine too, because guess what? You have masculine energy, and there's been times where your inner masculine has abandoned you and has held you back because you weren't able to take action or you weren't able to speak your truth. So it's not just the men or the masculine that are dealing with that. It's really for everybody. And as our own inner masculine is rising, we need to find that within ourselves. And we're going to see that in the cards. So it's like you've been hiding so much for so long, and you're pretending like nothing's wrong. I'm so happy. My life is so great. Well, guess what? Kali Ma is coming to say, no, it's time to get honest, and it's time to clear away your fears and the things that you have been avoiding. So it might be hard energy, but it's energy that is affecting us on a positive level. What is challenging in twin flame unions? Miscommunication. This was our central card from last time. And Saint Germain, karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. So this is miscommunication with everybody. It's not just between twins, although there is an element here of miscommunication between twins. In order to clear away those things, the anger, the frustration, it's clearing karma in order to do that. It's releasing the anger, releasing the fear. It goes very much with the other two cards that I just pulled about what's good, the grief and anger and the facing our fears. This is all working together to help release you from old patterns and old people. Karmic clearing is going to help you in this time frame. If you can spend time doing karma clearing, using the violet flame, working with Saint Germain or Archangel Zadkiel, can very much help you. And it's been a big message that the stuff that we're clearing, I'm telling you, is huge. Okay, Divine Feminine. What your focus is right now. Athena, goddess of wisdom, and Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love, do what is right for everyone involved, lend a helping hand. So for the Divine Feminine, what you're working on right now is you're balancing the energy of yourself with others. This can be with your twin flame, or it can be with your karmic partner, it can be with anyone in your life. But it's your ability to set boundaries. And it's very important right now, like I said, to protect your energy. And that is going to involve setting boundaries and saying no. It's about honoring yourself and saying no when you need to say no, while still being caring and compassionate. But in order to be your best self, your best caring and compassionate person, it starts with you and being caring and compassionate for yourself. There's a lot here in the cards for the feminine about becoming the divine feminine warrior, and has the masculine energy in general rises, the divine masculine, and has your own inner masculine rises. You're going to be feeling that inner goddess, that inner warrior, one of those being Athena. Of course, Athena is the goddess of war, but she doesn't fight war through strong-arming people, or I should say that's not how she wins wars. She wins wars through strategy and wisdom and courage. The cards for what the biggest challenge is for the feminine energy is Communion, number 11, and Joan of Arc, Voice of Truth. She says, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fears of persecution, and speak your truth. Okay, so these cards are telling me that you are union. You are in union. Believe it. Feel it. Trust it. Believe in love. It's about balancing the masculine and feminine energy. Again, becoming that feminine warrior. But not the feminine warrior of the patriarchy. When the divine feminine was basically erased from the patriarchy, a lot of feminine took on the role of being very masculine and thinking that the way to be an empowered woman is to act like a man. But that is not the way that the divine feminine is empowered, because the divine feminine, of course, is nurturing. She comes from her heart. She's very open and caring. So it's not about controlling everybody and controlling all the situations. But it's about knowing how to set boundaries and how to speak up for yourself. And, you can absolutely do that with love, but you have to do it. You can't be a doormat anymore, nor can you be a bulldozer and bulldozer over everybody in your life in your attempt to control everything. So, speaking truth and knowing that union is already inside of you. We're going to touch on this more. How the feminine can overcome her challenge. Unconditional love and Freya, phases and cycles. There's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. Okay, so unconditional love. Well, to overcome our challenge of realizing that we are union is getting to a place of unconditional love. And it's being willing to accept your partner however they are, wherever they're at. Just accepting them with love, the love that you would feel for your child. Is there something that your child could do that would make you not love them anymore? I suspect for those of you that are mothers and fathers, there is nothing that your child could do that would make you stop loving them because you love them unconditionally. And that's really how you love your twin. I think a lot of twins, when they first meet their twin, are kind of taken aback because it feels like it's very strange, because you feel this, romantic love, this sexual love towards them, but you also feel this love of literally like they're your child, like they can do no wrong. There's nothing they could do that would make you stop loving them. So it's a very kind of strange feeling when you're not used to that unconditional love. And that's obviously what makes a lot of people realize they've met their twin, is they feel that energy. So accepting them as they are, which means even to the point of letting them go. Because Freya's message is phases and cycles. To everything there is a season, right? And there's a time to let go and a time to start anew. Beginnings and endings. With every ending is a new beginning. Choose to let your twin go is often the biggest show of unconditional love. And the universe is waiting for you to get to that place of unconditional love and surrendering and saying, okay, I see there's nothing I can do in this situation other than let you go and trust that if it's meant to be, it will be somehow, but I cannot control this situation. And if you go and listen to the videos that I did with Rob and Angie, and just recently Grace and Jason, the twins that have shared their stories with me so far, it's exactly what both of them had to experience. They had to get to that level of, I surrender, I let you go because I love you that much. And when you get to that place, that is when you see that union was inside of you all along. You don't need to search outside yourself, and you can connect with your twin on the inside at will. These two cards too go with the other ones, because these cards are also saying, for some of you, the challenge is that you want to be in union, but perhaps you have a karmic relationship, or there's some karmic relationships from your past that are somehow blocking you. And Joan's message, speak your truth, is saying to free yourselves from those situations. And in some cases, some of you may have to end something, or you may have to say something to someone, especially in order to set those boundaries that the feminine's focused on. So realizing that beginnings and endings, are just a cycle. They're just a normal part of life. And if you go to the situation with unconditional love, it will be easier for you to let go of people that you need to let go of. So first, it depends where you're at in your journey. You may be letting go of your twin. You may be letting go of a karmic partner. You may be letting go of family members. You may be letting go of friends. But just know that every ending is really a beginning, and that you're going to see the truth. If you haven't seen the truth, you will very soon. What the feminine is accomplishing right now. The first card is Anubis, god of protection. The other card is the Miriam, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Okay, so as the masculine energy is rising, as I've mentioned, it's rising within each feminine energy as well. And it's making you that female warrior. And look at the cards we have. Athena, goddess of wisdom, Joan of Arc, and Freya. Well, I can't really think of 3 women that embody the energy of the divine warrior more than those 3 women. And it's becoming stronger in yourself, being able of protecting yourself. You know, we talked about the abandonment issue. The point that you want to get to is within yourself, not abandoning yourself, not letting your masculine abandon you. If you have a weak masculine, you struggle with taking action in the world. You struggle with speaking your truth. And if you can't do those 2 things, how are you going to balance in your union? And how are you going to, do your mission in whatever way that is? How are you going to be the love and light in the world if you're afraid to speak up? So for many of the feminine, you're ready now to be that divine warrior. And you're to that place where you don't need your divine masculine to protect you. You don't need your twin to protect you and make you feel strong, because your inner masculine is now becoming empowered. It's so confusing to talk about, because as twins, you have both energies inside, yet your twin represents the polarity of you on the outside. And you're doing this balancing act. And you want to have your inner masculine and feminine both empowered. Now, as the feminine energy was rising, that was not just affecting females or the feminine energy, but within the masculine, that was empowering their inner feminine. And now that the divine masculine is rising, that is not only empowering the men or those that carry the divine masculine, it's empowering the divine feminine more to speak her truth and to go forward in whatever your mission is. So when they're empowered, they empower you inside to the point where you don't need them to come and protect you, because you got this. You can protect yourself. That's not to say you don't want them. You want them to be your partner. You're choosing them to be your partner, but it's not coming from this place of, I need you. I need you to make me feel whole. I need you to protect me. I need you to, be a big, strong man. And I'm just poor little me. I can't do anything for myself. You are both strong and empowered people that make, like, when you come together, you're just unstoppable force. the Miriam. Second part of this, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Okay, well, the Miriam are here to say, move past the pain. The Miriam are twin flames. They're mirror images of each other, as you can see there. And their message is about inner union and getting to that place of union with the God and the goddess, and knowing that you're part of the God and goddess. And when we're in union, we're not just in union with our twin, we're in union with all that is. We're in union with the divine. Coming from a place of forgiveness is how we get there. Again, it's going back to what I talked about, accepting them as they are, forgiving them, forgiving yourself, because let's face it, you've made mistakes on this journey too. Seeing that everything has a purpose, everything is connected, and allowing things to flow. We've got two cards here that have lilies on them. I love lilies, right? One of my favorite flowers. And they both represent that the feminine is getting to this place of purity and truth and rebirth. You know, the lilies come out in spring. We have lilies has a symbol at Easter and the resurrection of Christ. And so they also represent rebirth. And I feel like, you know, to some level, it's not just the divine masculine that's being reborn through all this, but has our inner masculines are more empowered. It's like the feminine are going through yet another rebirth, and so much healing is taking place. So from the romance angels, for the divine feminine, the card that came up is separation. Time apart from your partners on the horizon is the message. Well, it wasn't clear, so I pulled cards for clarification, and I got you deserve love and hope, love, and acceptance. So what I'm feeling around this feminine is there's going to be a part of you coming up that is still feeling in separation. And it goes with the other cards in that you're still struggling to see that union is already occurring inside of you. Everything is a macrocosm and a microcosm. And what happens within is without. You know, that saying, has above, so below. Has the universe, so the soul. It's all cycles. Oh my gosh, I forgot to read the goddess card. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. So you're not separated. And it's knowing that the union is here, that you deserve the union, and that you're ready to receive the union. Are you in the space and energy where you're open to receiving it? If your twin knocks on your door today and they're shining the spotlight of all their love and acceptance on you, are you ready to say, yes, I deserve every single bit of love? Or are you going to go, oh my gosh, like, I don't feel worthy of this. I don't know, I better like do everything. I better do everything for them. I better give everything I have to them. Or perhaps run away. Know that you are worthy of this union. See it, feel it, believe it. Feel that life force and that passion within you that says, yes, I'm ready for this. I am worthy of this. Now, before I go on, let me read the goddess card that's overseeing the new moon. I should have known that I would forget this. But this is going to be a piece of the puzzle here. So that goddess is, let's make sure I say it right, Nuqua. And her message is order. She's a Chinese goddess, and she brought order out of chaos. There is a way, and I am that way, the way of nature that moves in all things. In the beginning, I created the universal pattern, the way things are, the way things flow, and the way things need to be. Then I sequenced the seasons, harmonized the hillsides, organized the ocean, till all was auspiciously arranged. I am the natural order of all things. I am the way. Nuqua floats into your life to assist you in creating order. Is chaos constantly peering around the edges of your life, threatening to overwhelm you if you relax for an instant? Are you letting things pile up and bury you? Do you find you are excellent at organizing your boss, your family, your mate, but not yourself? Are you afraid of order, afraid that if you find a workable system for yourself, you'll feel locked in, unable to flow? Or perhaps you have created order in your life, but in a way that is stifling and stiff, solid, heavy, engraved in stone. Now is the time to nurture yourself with order that assists rather than chokes the life force. Nuqua says that when life is ordered in the natural way, you nurture your path to wholeness. When you forcibly impose something unnatural from without, you create rebellion and resistance. So you can see how that card fits with what I was saying, even going back to when I had to talk about letting go of resistance. Everything is occurring in divine order. There's nothing to fear at any time. There's a process to this that is beyond our human capacity to understand. This is why we have to trust, why we have to get in touch with our intuition. Are you trying to control things so much? Are you trying to impose your will onto everything? When you do that, what happens? You stifle your life force. You stifle the joy in your life because without controlling things, you're fearful. Let go of the need to control. The universe has everything handled. You don't have to handle it for them. By the same token, it talks about, do you not have any order in your life? Are you, like I talked about at the beginning with the discernment, are you floating around in 5D all the time? Are you not grounded? Do you not know what your next move is going to be? Do you find that most of your day is spent in an unmindful way, like we mentioned, just scanning YouTube, scanning Facebook, not in the mind, having your mind somewhere far off? That's not being grounded. That's living in, living somewhere else. But the time now with these timelines grounding, get into your body. Be in your body, whatever it takes for you to ground yourself. Meditation, walking outside, putting your feet in the dirt, dancing. For a lot of you, you live in the winter, you live in the Great White North, like me, and you can't get outside. Well, I don't live in Canada. I might give people the impression I live in Canada because we call that the Great White North. But you get the idea. I mean, it's snowing outside. In fact, yesterday I went for a walk in the rain because it was 55 degrees, but it was pouring rain, but I didn't care, and it felt so good to be outside, and my inner child she loved being out there in the rain and getting wet. But you can dance. If you can't get outside, dancing is a great way to ground yourself and to get into your body. And with that, bring your mind in and focus on what you need to focus. Don't just drift aimlessly through life right now. It's finding balance between those two things. Okay. Before I go on to the masculine, I want to talk about the karmic partners. So what's going on with the karmic partners for the masculine energy? Physical ailment. Okay, so for the masculine, they are being negatively impacted by their situations. Remember when I talked about, I went over what I discussed in my masculine video, and I said that the masculine is getting in touch with the things that doesn't serve them right now. They're beginning to see this relationship is really bad for me. And part of the reason they're seeing that is because it's making them physically ill. And your physical situation, masculine, is related to the energetic situation that you find yourself in. Or it could be that the negative energy in your life is making someone else sick in your home. So that is going to push you guys. We also have awakening. So yeah, you're waking up to the amount of negativity that you've been living with. And masculine, you know, you need this life force because you've been living the life of the dead. And I've talked about this with you before. You've not been in your body. You've not been grounded because for many of you, your life has kind of sucked and you've been wanting to escape it. And so your way to escape is by doing everything you can to pretend it's not there or to ignore it. But guess what? You know, between you're waking up and you're actually feeling how bad the situation is for you, it's really pushing you. And then we also have Mary Magdalene, goddess of strength. This is like you just can't do it anymore. You've been trying to do everything. You've been trying to take care of everybody. And you're like, I can't do it anymore. It's like your back is broken. It's like, I can't carry this weight on my shoulders anymore. I've been trying to take care of everyone. You know, I've been trying to take care of my wife and I've been trying to take care of my children. I know that there's a lot of masculines out there that are taking care of parents as well, because I've been hearing it in readings. So you've had the weight of everything on your shoulders. And you know in your heart now that it's time to move on. Let me bring in the other cards here. The Shakana, sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Master Jesus, forgiveness. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. The Shakana. No, I read that one. Gaia, earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to earth. Be grounded. So I feel that there's a lot of healing going on. No, Jesus is telling us that he's helping the masculine heal. And I feel it's not just with the father, but it's like healing within the family. Everybody within the family is going through a healing process. But it especially relates to your mother and father because your inner child is being activated right now. And the more of this life force energy that comes in, the more your inner child is going to be activated. Jesus' message for you guys is to forgive yourself as well. You're feeling like you don't know what to do because you can no longer carry the weight of everybody on your back. And yet you feel so guilty and ashamed for wanting to drop that dead weight. And the universe is saying, forgive yourself for that. Honor yourself as a sacred being. And honor yourself from a place of love. You can't care for everybody. It's exhausting you. And definitely come back to earth. Like I mentioned, you've been trying to escape your reality. And you've been trying to pretend that things are okay. And it's like the universe is not allowing that anymore. They're saying, no, it's not okay. You can't continue on with this. The truth is that for many of you that have a karmic partner, they've been sucking the life out of you. And they will continue to suck the life out of you. And as you become more empowered, they're not going to be happy because guess what? When you become empowered, you stop people from sucking the life out of you. And that's not going to go down well when you start asserting yourself more and asserting your desires more. And that may be one of the things that breaks the camel's back, so to speak, because you're just like done tolerating it. A few cards from the romance angels, finances and careers. So I know you guys are working really hard on your money situations, and money is a big factor here. Besides the family thing, for a lot of you, like if you, if it's not children or something, it could be your finances that is that karmic chain that's kind of keeping you stuck to where you are. But what the universe is showing you right now is that you're the creator of your reality. And if you start feeling worthy of the money, and if you really make a commitment to wanting a new life and wanting something better for yourself, the universe is going to supply what you need. And they're going to either supply the money or the career that you need. You just have to align your vibration with it. Wedding is next card. Well, I think you feel torn because you've got this obligation to someone, and yet in your heart you feel wedded to someone else, and you don't really know what to do. And you're having to make peace with that. I had nothing. I'm thinking of something, but I'm not going to talk about that. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So, it's coming. And I think everyone feels it's coming. And let me tell you that for those of you that are still in karmic relationships, your karmic partner probably knows something's coming too. Either that or your karmic partner is going through their own shifts and changes, because everyone's awakening, not just twin flames are awakening. And guess what? They might not be happy with you. They might think that, they might feel that you pulled away or that you're not the same person that you used to be. And they might be like, I'm not really happy here either. So things will be revealed to you. If you open your eyes, if you see the inner and outer promise of things, you might get clarity around your situation. So that's what's going on with the karmics of the masculine. Now let's talk about the feminine that are still in karmic relationships. Because I know you guys are so interested in what the masculine's doing, yet how many of you are still in your karmic relationships? And you're thinking, well, I can't really trust him, so I better stay here. Or, I don't think I can do it by myself, so I'm going to wait for, the masculine to leave their karmic partner and come and rescue me, and then I'll be safe and secure. But guess what? That's not happening. It's time for you to be the feminine warrior. And the feminine warrior doesn't wait for a man to come and save her. Or, you can be a man and carrying the feminine energy as well. But with this specific thing I'm talking about, I'm feeling it would be more for the feminine energy in a female body who's feeling like, because a lot of women we've been put, that pattern has been put on us of, you need to have a man. You can't do anything without a man. How are you going to take care of yourself? You need a man to provide for you and to do those things for you, to do the heavy lifting and to do the chores around the house. But we are strong and empowered now. We do things on our own. So if you're a feminine and you're in a karmic relationship, but this is also true for some of the feminine energies that maybe are out of their karmic relationship, but there's still karmic patterns related to past relationships and how those past relationships made you feel through these cards. Same for the masculine. If you're a masculine energy and you're not in a karmic relationship, see how those cards are playing into your situation with your past relationships. The first one is boundaries. Okay, so on one level, again, we're setting healthy boundaries. That's such a big theme for the feminine right now. And it's also moving past your boundaries, moving past your limitations. So if you are one of those women that was raised to believe that you can't do anything without a man or you need a man, maybe it's time you move past that limitation. Thor, action. Time for you to take action in your situations. Now that your masculine's becoming more empowered, you're more ready to take action. And I feel you guys stronger and ready to make this shift. And then we have energy. And I feel this card is saying that for some of you, you might be helping your karmic partner open their own heart right now. You may be helping them do some healing. But what I want to make clear to you is don't use that as a cop-out. Like some of you maybe know you need to go. So don't use that as, well, I need to help my karmic partner do this. I need to stay with my karmic partner because they need me. don't use that as a cop-out if you know it's time for you to go. I mean, don't let that fear come in and stop you. So you have to be in tune with yourself enough to know when it's your fear or your shadow side coming up and when it's your real intuition. Serapis Bay, Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above darkness. The light is here. White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. And Babaji, Soul Expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. Okay, so you have to rise above. Serapis Bay and Babaji are saying that for some of you, like I mentioned, you know it's time for you to go. You know this relationship isn't serving you. And that for some of you, it's just your fear of being on your own, or it's your fear of, it's like not being needed, or, well, you know, I talked about how the feminine, some of the feminine have felt that in order to feel empowered that they needed to take on the masculine energy and be like a man. One of the masculine negative ways is to be very controlling. So I think there's a lot of feminine energies that have felt they needed to control everything in their family. Like, oh, my family can't live without me. I need to stay with my karmic partner because they can't do anything for themselves. They need me because I control everything, basically. But you're moving past that. You know that's not a reason to stay. It's time for you to rise above. And your soul is wanting to expand. It's wanting to grow. That life force is coming into you. Once we get filled with this energy of Karnunos and this life force energy and awakening ourselves to being a sexual being again, because a lot of the feminine energies that have been in karmic partnerships or still in karmic partnerships, it's not a love union, and you've disconnected from your sexuality. And when you meet your twin flame, your sexuality comes back like a freight train. And you know in your heart that you don't want to settle. You don't want to settle for less than divine love. But you can't get over there when you're over here unless you're willing to change. And sometimes just being willing to change makes all the difference. I remembered what I wanted to say before that I couldn't remember. When I was interviewing Grace and Jason the other day, Grace said something that I just loved. And she was saying that in her union, she's had to find a level of surrender that she has never been able to manufacture, and that it was something that came outside of herself. She said it must have been written in the stars. And I really love how she said that, because it's true. And I was trying to say that when I was explaining how everything happens in divine timing. And you have to follow the process. It's accepting that when you need to shift, you're going to shift, and allowing it to happen. And White Eagle is saying that, again, stuff is healing within your family. Past life relationship. Express your love. it's safe for you to love. So, yeah, your karmic has been with you in past lives, and your twin has been with you in past lives. Look at that picture. It goes with what I was just saying, that when you wake up, when you get this life force energy within you, you don't settle for anything but divine, passionate love. Express your love is saying speak your truth. You got some things, I think, to say to your karmic partner, or you've got to be honest with your karmic partner in some way. And it's safe for you to love. This is either the healing that's going on within your family unit, or if you are dealing with energy of past relationships, you're healing that aspect that makes you afraid to love because you've been hurt in the past. Okay, where the masculine energy is at. Their focus. Kuan Yin, goddess of nurturing, and Kutumi, cloak of wisdom. Well, you see that Kuan Yin came up for the primary focus of both the masculine and feminine energy. So that's confirmation for you guys to know that you are always working on the same thing. So Kuan Yin is going back to what I was saying, how the divine masculine is getting in touch with, they're getting more in touch with their feeling, right? That life force energy is coming within you guys too. And you're feeling more alive. And with that comes seeing the truth about things and seeing that you're not getting nurtured in the situation that you're in. And you're not nurturing yourself. You're not honoring yourself because you're putting everyone else ahead of you. And you're thinking that that's the selfless thing to do. But when you don't honor yourself, you don't have the energy for everybody. You have to nurture yourself first so that you have something to give to others. And you have to honor your soul. And Kutumi says, right now, your soul is leading you. He says, you already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So, the divine masculine, over the last month, since their rebirth at the solstice, they've absolutely been shown things. They've been shown what their path is. They've been shown parts of the truth. They've been being guided by their higher self. And Kutumi is here saying, you know what your truth is, divine masculine. Now it's time to live it. You've been letting everyone else tell you what your truth is your whole life. And are you ready now to stand up and say, no, this is what my truth is, and actually step into that role and live it? What is challenging the divine masculine? God of wisdom, Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So the divine masculine is going through an initiation process. And this is confirming what I just said. They've been shown that they're part of the 144,000, and they've been shown that they have a mission here, and they're being tested right now. We all have to go through many tests and initiations in our process. And they're also getting in touch with their inner wisdom, and they're being shown things, and they're being guided to things to express their inner wisdom and their soul's truth. Thoth as well teaches alchemy and manifestation. And the divine masculine is more and more learning about how to manifest things, how to be the alchemist. And getting more in touch with their higher self. And Horus here, Horus is confirming that they are understanding creativity more and more. I should say, you masculine energies, you are understanding, you're getting messages about how to create your own reality. And the universe is helping you. This energy that's coming in, the 1-11-11 gateway energy, the winter solstice energy, the eclipses that are coming up, these are the cosmic energies that are helping you very quickly understand these things and align your vibration with what you need to. How to overcome their challenge. 2 cards came out here. Sacred sexuality and alchemy. And then holy amethyst, divine alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. And the divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. So, these cards are telling me that the divine masculine are really opening up their heart right now. And they've been afraid to feel their vulnerability. They've been afraid to come out of their shell because they've been hurt in the past. And sometimes it's hard for the divine feminine to recognize this because they appear so strong and so confident and so self-assured. But the truth is that inside, you know, the masculine has been hurt just as much. But you're ready to open your hearts now, and you're beginning to understand more and more what union is and how union is within and without. And this goes back to their being able to create. I'm so used to talking about the divine masculine when they're not here, because I'm almost always, you know, doing readings for divine feminines. That it's hard for me to get used to talking directly at you. But anyways, so you guys are understanding how to create your reality more and more. And you're learning that part of this is coming from your heart, that you have to be in your heart space to be the magician that you are, to be the master creator that you are. But this is also saying that the universe is just intervening here because we have the divine director. And the universe is just going to open up things for you, and you just need to step through. And you especially need to be in a place of non-resistance. But I've been being shown over the last month, I'd say, that if you're divine masculine, that you are more and more letting go of resistance, that you're reaching this place of surrender. And for some of you, you still may not be too sure about all this and how things are going to happen, but you're at least in this space of being open to whatever is, and you're not fighting it anymore, and you're not trying to hold on to everything because, you know, where's my card? Your back is broken, remember? You're hunched over, you're like, I can't carry this anymore. And you've just like gone to the universe, okay, I see now, I can't continue to do this. Please help me. And that is really the most important thing, to open this doorway to create shifts and to have the changes come to you, because the masculine and feminine are so merged right now. They really are one. And I meant to mention this before, but you might be going through physical changes related to your merging. I talked about how we were releasing karma and things and going through detox. Some of you also might be struggling with some extra pounds, because I know that some of you have told me about that. And I put on a few pounds myself, and I'm like, ugh, I'm working really hard, exercising and stuff. But it's been a struggle, and part of that is it's part of the process that you need to have a couple extra pounds right now. And they're telling me that it's gonna come off once things shift, and I'm holding them to that. But also, you might, if whatever sexual energy you are, you might be dealing with some things from the opposite. Like if you're the feminine energy, you might be dealing with suddenly masculine traits, like having hair in places that you don't want to have hair, for example, because your energies are so merged, it's actually becoming physical. Or if you're a man and you're in the masculine energy, you might be dealing with feminine things, like you might be getting some man boobs or something, or your stomach might be a little softer than it normally is, because you're integrating the energies of the divine feminine. And spirit is just, they're laughing right now. They're saying, don't worry about it. Everything will work out. It's part of the whole integration and balancing process. So the change will just happen. What the masculine is accomplishing right now: Aries, god of battle, and green Tara, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitations and trust. So the divine masculine is letting their walls down. It's like you don't have to fight so hard for things anymore. You have been on the defensive for so long. And I remember for like a whole year when I would read for you guys, it would be like 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords, because you've been wearing a mask and you've been on the defensive, and you've just been like, I've got to protect myself. And the walls are coming down now. And you're opening up and you're softening up. And you're seeing that you're protected by the universe now. And you don't need to be so self-protective. You're actually beginning to trust, which is great. And it says that the cords are being cut. So cords are being cut with the past in whatever way that is for you. If it's with a partner or a situation or your family, there's some cords being cut so that you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders anymore. And also, though, it's like with the Aries card, it's like you're seeing that your twin is not here to hurt you. They're not trying to hurt you. Sometimes when we're first starting out, we can kind of think that, because the energy is so strong and it can be really scary and overpowering. And it can feel like, God, this person is just like here to hurt me. But you're seeing that that's not true now. And you're getting ready to fight for love and take action. So part of this card, Aries, is opening up your vulnerability, opening up your heart, but it's also like getting ready to take action. You're getting on your horse and you're ready to do battle, and you know that the universe is protecting you and you're overcoming your fears, and to you it feels great, and it feels like my God, I'm alive. I haven't felt alive in so long, but the more you're shedding, the more cords are being cut, the more karma you're clearing, and you're getting stronger and stronger, and you've got that life force coming so strong within you, and you're ready. You're ready for changes. And you're ready to trust. The card from the angels: stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So definitely for you guys, stay optimistic, stay positive. Trust in everything. And I know that you are trusting. So the outcome: rebirth. This is joint energy. This is the outcome. This is where the union energies are shifting to over the next couple weeks as we head into the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo. So this card says it all. The energies are grounding. New beginnings are here. Your creations, your manifestations are starting to take shape. You are ready to throw off the old, and you are ready to be reborn and start your new life. Lady Portia, divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. But remember, the overall energy of the new moon was from goddess Nuqua, which represented order. And so here we have again in the outcome order from Lady Portia. And Lady Portia's twin flame, Saint Germain, was also in the reading. And he was what was challenging in releasing that karma. So as we go into this shift and we head towards the eclipses, everybody, masculine and feminine, is seeing that there's an order and a timing to everything. And they're seeing through, they're seeing the purpose, the inner and outer promise. You're seeing beyond the surface and seeing why things have to be this way. You're letting go of your pride and your ego, your fears and your sense of regret, and you're ready to start fresh. You're ready to speak up. You're ready to speak your truth. And you're ready to let go and just allow whatever needs to happen to happen. You're putting the universe in control. And Lady Portia, she also represents justice. And it's reminding you guys that justice is always done. When we leave things to the universe, they are the ones that understand divine justice. When we try to control and we try to bring justice to the situation, we fail miserably because we don't see everything. It's like the divine feminine. I need to stay with my karmic because they can't do anything for themselves. They wouldn't know what to do without me. And the masculine saying, well, I need to stay with my karmic partner because, you know, it's my responsibility to carry the weight of the world on my shoulder. And I said I was going to take care of these people, so God damn it, I'm going to take care of them. And trying to control things, where Lady Portia is saying, the universe is just. They're not going to let your karmic partner's life fall apart without you. And I've said this before, many of you have your karmic partners, they have their own person that they love. They have their own soulmate that they want to be with. And they want to be free and go and move on just as much as you do. So don't think that by you controlling things from your ego, that's the best thing. Just let it go to the universe and allow the universe to mete out justice. Or, you know, if you've got karma within your family, if you've got issues with your mother and father, if they mistreated you, all you can do is try to let go and forgive which does not mean accept. It means not to let that energy control you anymore. And let the universe take care of it. And from the angels' religious factors, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual paths. If I had $1 for every time this card came out as the outcome. Because what can I say? Yeah, you're a twin flame. Your spirituality affects your path to love. Oh my God, this video is super long. I'm sorry, guys. I hope that you're enjoying it. And you're going to kill me because I drew Journey of Love card, but 2 cards came out. So, you know, blame the universe because both of these cards are pertinent and necessary. The first one is number 56, Dance of the Planets. There are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work in your life right now. Although they are not inharmonious to you, you may feel as though you are being blocked from, or on the other hand, rocketed towards the heaven on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will, and there is an effect on your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be gentle rest to recover before rising again, and from restraint, there will be propulsion into greater stratospheres. All things in time, according to the wisdom of greater cycles. It's okay to trust in the cosmic cycles and divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart until tomorrow? And what point is there to hold back if you're ready and set to let go? Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of control. That's the dance of the planets happening for you. This oracle brings a message. Pray that the planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy, and joy to you now. That their movement through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most of it. These are the times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements. So pray for grace and then enjoy the ride. And it says, there's a poem. In those days, time was ours. We walked in the rain and held each other's hands. Your lips warm against my skin and your soul melting into mine. Has night become morning amongst the cobblestone walks of now forgotten places we called ours? So, I mean, that card wraps up everything very well because it's saying that divine intervention is happening through the greater cycles of life and the greater planetary cycles. The second one is 26, Guardian of the Soul Family. You are being drawn to kindred spirits in this physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual worlds. If you feel you are leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for the new to enter your sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available to you. There is great soul love calling you into more intimate connection now. It is sanctioned by the divine. It is a karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love that you are to experience in connection with particular souls, predetermined by the divine plan. If you are struggling to feel the soul purpose of your current relationships, take heart, for you are being helped by divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to current relationships healing, whether that means improved communication and enriched experience, or the realization that you have traveled as far as you can together and know that new relationships are going to be an important aspect of your spiritual destiny being fulfilled. Trust in the divine timing of your life and open your heart to the guardians who help you with unconditional love now. The guidance of this oracle for you is that relationship healing is taking place, in present relationships unfolding, and attracting the right relationships for your future growth, and in leaving behind relationships of the past with a peaceful heart. Be gentle with your heart, beloved. All is well. When I open my heart, you cover me with a blanket of love and warm silence with your caress. Words unspoken say it all, as we become more than we are alone. So, big changes in relationships, whether that is a current relationship growing, a new one coming in, someone leaving. But it's all just part of the cycle that is called life. I love you guys so much. I hope that you were able to hang in here with me for the last 2 hours. Sorry about that, but may this information support you in your journey somehow. Sending you all my love, and I look forward to talking to you in 2 weeks about the full moon lunar eclipse and in bulk and the changes that are coming down then.